Gary Windass may have just saved a life without fully grasping the gravity of what he set in motion. That heavy, unmistakable thud echoing from Todd and Theo's flat was not the sound of a dropped plate or an everyday mishap. It was the sound of something breaking, a moment where a carefully hidden situation tipped violently out of control. Friday night left viewers with an image that refused to let go: a fallen Christmas tree, a phone ringing unanswered, and a silence so thick it felt oppressive. That silence did not offer reassurance. It screamed danger. It told us, unmistakably, that Todd Grimshaw was in serious trouble. This was the turning point the story had been inching toward for weeks. The moment where the truth could no longer stay buried. Before we unravel the terrifying chain of events that follows, and what the police are about to uncover, it's worth pausing to acknowledge the unlikely catalyst at the heart of it all: Gary Windass. Gary has long been the street's accidental barometer for trouble. He notices what others dismiss. And crucially, he knows the sound of violence. When Gary mentioned the bang to George Shuttleworth and Christina, he wasn't indulging in idle gossip. His concern was written all over his face. He tried to temper it, aware of how dangerous an accusation can be without proof, but his instincts were screaming. He described it as the kind of noise you don't ignore, a phrase loaded with meaning. It suggests force, a body hitting the floor, furniture hurled in fury. Something irreversible. George's reaction was quietly devastating. Usually the heart and humor of the street, watching the color drain from his face underscored just how dark this storyline has become. George loves Todd like a son. He has watched Theo and Todd's relationship unfold, perhaps harbored doubts, but ultimately chose to believe Todd was happy. That phone call, the one that rang out unanswered, was the moment denial collapsed. Todd is rarely without his phone. His silence implied something far more sinister: incapacity or control. Then came the shot that sealed it. The camera glided through the flat to reveal the Christmas tree lying on its side. A powerful visual metaphor. Christmas trees symbolize warmth, safety, celebration. Seeing it toppled in the stillness of the apartment perfectly mirrored Todd's life, the polished image shattered, the festive facade exposed as a lie. The smiling photograph of Todd and Theo only sharpened the cruelty of it. Happiness framed, destruction just out of shot. It was visual storytelling at its most brutal, and most effective. What follows on Monday promises to be unlike anything Coronation Street has attempted in years. The show is breaking from tradition with a special episode devoted entirely to this storyline, told through found footage, spy cameras, CCTV, doorbell cams, police body cams. It's a daring and deeply appropriate creative choice. Coercive control thrives in secrecy, behind closed doors, away from witnesses. By using hidden cameras, the show doesn't just tell us, it forces us to see. The arrival of the police flooding the street injects a new urgency. Someone reports a domestic incident. The question hangs heavy: who makes that call? Does Gary listen again at the door? Does a neighbor spot something on a doorbell camera? The familiar image of curtains twitching as blue lights flash is classic Corrie, but through the cold lens of surveillance footage, it becomes something else entirely. Less soap, more true crime. This shift grounds the story in an unsettling realism that the subject demands. Through dash cams and CCTV, we're not watching a drama unfold at a safe distance. We're intruding on something raw and terrifying. At the heart of it all is the deeply unsettling dynamic between Todd and Theo. Todd Grimshaw has historically been the manipulator, the schemer, the one 10 steps ahead. Seeing him stripped of control, reduced to fear, is deliberately jarring. It's a stark reminder that abuse does not discriminate. Strength, intelligence, street smarts, none of them are immunity. Theo has methodically dismantled Todd's confidence. Isolated him, rewritten reality until Todd believes he is the problem. That thud on Friday night was the likely moment where psychological abuse tipped into physical violence. The special episode's use of flashbacks suggests we will witness the escalation, the argument, the moment Theo's mask slips entirely, and that mask is the most frightening part. To George and Christina, Theo is charming, supportive, perfect. But hidden cameras don't flatter. They expose the sneer, the calculated coldness, the aggression he thinks no one sees. Watching him unravel will be grimly satisfying, but it will come at the cost of seeing Todd endure it. There's also the chilling uncertainty of what the police find when they enter the flat. The episode has been described as spine-tingling, hinting at something close to horror. Is Todd unconscious? Is Theo attempting to stage the scene? Or has Todd fought back in self-defense? In cases like this, truth is often murky at first. Theo is manipulative enough to reverse the narrative, to claim he's the victim. This is where the footage becomes vital, the objective witness when Todd may be too traumatized to speak. That Gary Windass is the spark for this discovery feels painfully right. He is no saint, he carries his own violent past, but he recognizes the difference between a home and a battlefield. Had he stayed silent, had he kept walking, Todd might have been left trapped for days. It's a powerful reminder of the importance of community, of noticing, of speaking up. Few shows handle that message as consistently as Coronation Street. The aftermath will change Todd forever. Even if he escapes Theo physically, the psychological scars will linger. Recovery will be slow and humiliating for someone as proud as Todd. Shame, embarrassment, denial, all common, all painful. He will need George, Eileen, and perhaps even Gary to help him rebuild. The show's decision to foreground immediate police intervention is a strong and responsible start. The ripple effects will spread across the street. George will be consumed by guilt, replaying every missed red flag. Christina too. The knowledge that they were laughing and eating while Todd was fighting for his safety nearby is haunting. That contrast, everyday life brushing up against hidden terror, is what makes this storyline so compelling. Ultimately, Monday's episode isn't just about a shocking plot twist. It's about form-serving content. The grainy angles, the detached lenses, the sense of intrusion all heighten the unease. We're not watching polished scenes. We're watching evidence, surveillance, a crime unfolding. As we wait, the image of that fallen Christmas tree lingers. A symbol of peace destroyed. A reminder that for Todd, a season meant for love has become a nightmare. The writers have built this tension carefully, patiently, making the explosion feel inevitable. We knew Theo was dangerous. We knew Todd was trapped. Now comes the reckoning. The police body cam footage will likely be the emotional climax, the door forced open, the truth finally flooding in. We can hope they arrive in time to prevent further physical harm. But the emotional damage is already done. This will be a defining moment for Coronation Street. Dark, uncomfortable, and essential viewing. The moment Theo loses control. The moment the truth is exposed. All because Gary Windass heard a noise he could not ignore. Make sure you're watching on Monday. This is one episode everyone will be talking about. The cobbles are about to feel terrifyingly real.